Hello and welcome. In this series, we're going to be taking a look at subscriptions. What exactly are subscriptions? And we're going to be taking a look at definitions as well as features and benefits, some of the pros and cons, and some of the detailed in the weed aspects of integrations with subscriptions. And really to kick things off, we're going to take a look at basically a definition of the types of subscriptions that are out there. So buckle in and we're going to dive in here and take a look at first what we would call a subscription type matrix. So what types of subscriptions are there? And in particular, whenever this comes to businesses, whether it's B2B, B2C, another similar type of model, what kind of options are available for subscriptions? And maybe what are some hybrids that are available as well? So you can see from this chart that there are kind of three major categories that apply to subscriptions. The first is replenishment, and the kind of general con of this is that it's kind of a lower profit margin, but a really positive strength of it is it's very easy to get high retention. But the concept is that you're giving people convenient access to some of the common things that they need replenished, as the name implies. Now, this typically applies to a lot of service-based companies that maybe have supplies that go with their products. You can think about things like industrial or mechanical type of companies. This could be franchise groups. This could be hotels, etc. So really any kind of replenishment that's necessary. And this can apply to a lot of industries. For most businesses, they're not necessarily thinking about how they can provide ongoing subscriptions and how this can help their bottom line. So this is something we strongly encourage our clients to think about is where in your business can you provide replenishment in an automated fashion for your end customers? And just as an example of this, one of the most common themes that we've seen with some of our different clients are, again, kind of this concept of maybe multi-location. Maybe there's a new location that comes out in a franchise, and that franchise needs to get subscription-based supplies in order to kind of run the franchise. So there may even be kind of some customization to this so that the subscription group could say how large this location is going to be and how often they're going to need to receive certain types of supplies. But as you can imagine, if you make it really convenient and competitive, then you can generate a lot of retention of high revenue and continue to improve your margins and your value of your overall business by driving retention consistently with a subscription type of model for fulfillment. Now, some examples of this might be, if you take a look at this particular group, this is Ubi, is a company that is doing health products. They also do kind of franchise specific products, and they sell these products on a kind of basis where the actual end franchises or health organizations can order these on behalf of their users. Now, this is kind of a hybrid. Another example would be if you go to something like an Alibaba or a Grainger or an Amazon, for example, and they have access to the ability to subscribe to items. Another one that's pretty common that we see is replenishment of scent. Believe it or not, this is a really, really key thing for a lot of hotels and athletic environments where they really want a fresh smell in that environment. And so these guys have a scent product that eventually goes out. And so this is a fulfillment replenishment-based model that they're able to use. So those are some examples of replenishment-based models. Access is another really powerful kind of model for subscription. So if you're running a business that has specialized information within your particular niche or niche focus areas, and in particular, you can deliver this in a membership only or an access only type of a model, you can dramatically improve your retention within this space, and you can add a lot of up the funnel value kind of before somebody purchases an expensive product or an expensive service. They can access this lower cost membership. This is a really powerful way to get recurring revenue to come in. Now, this typically applies to groups. It can usually be for training, certification, maybe even insurance, some form of discount group or buying group, for example. And one of the really big positives to this can be really easy to scale. It can be an evergreen type of a business model that doesn't require a lot of resources in order to scale. Of course, one of the downsides to this business model is you have to have those resources in place. You have to build the value in order to be able to offer it. But one of the kind of most common scenarios is a membership type of certification, being able to offer group memberships, for example. So this particular group, this one, they provide certifications and training and resources to their members. And they have different membership levels for different roles within organizations. And they allow the organizations to sign up members and form groups of people who can collaborate. Another example of this is a accounting-based membership group where select members are allowed to join. So it's a very exclusive type of membership. And these different members can collaborate with each other within a very kind of governed environment within this membership framework. So you kind of have this overall membership group that has a framework, and then you have these top performing organizations within accounting that are sharing best practices, but they're not competing with each other. So this is a really powerful model. Then another model that you can see quite often for this access type of membership is a buying group. So being able to purchase in bulk as a group, and then also benefit from training and ongoing support within the group. So again, kind of the concept here is access and exclusivity and benefits that are coming from that access. And then curation is really kind of a customization, really specialized offering. And so going back to some of these examples, this Ubi example could be a good one because they may be offering really specific apparel that's catered to a specific scenario. This one with the different scents is another example where they could be offering really specific scents for a very specific use case. And so really any of these types of models can be curated and therefore much more valuable to the end members who are subscribing because they're getting really customized access to different membership benefits. Now, this is one of the strengths of subscriptions is you can kind of start out by focusing on replenishment, really get some momentum with users and getting people getting a subscription and using it. Then you can move into more kind of information-based or price access or insurance coverage, these types of things. They might be more complicated to set up and they may take longer to kind of complete the entire process, but you can then add on access. And then if you want, and it kind of depends on your business model, you can also then go into curation. So a lot of times curation is a really powerful differentiator in the industry that you're in. So if you can offer all three of these, or if you can offer kind of one of them to start and then use it as really kind of getting a foothold in the space, then you can kind of climb up and add more as you go. The huge benefit of subscriptions, especially in a business to business or marketplace type of a setting, is this is something that most offerings don't include. Subscriptions have become very popular for memberships. They've become very popular for consumer type of boxes and things like this. They really haven't gotten that saturated, if at all, in the B2B space, in some of the kind of marketplace space for businesses. So you see it a lot for certain areas, but there's a huge opportunity here for B2B, for example. So we encourage you to take a look at this and make sure you understand how your business, how your organization can roadmap this into your plans for the next 1, 3, 5 years out, and be able to go ahead and start looking at how you can really increase your recurring revenue, increase your retention, and be able to grow your overall addressable market by giving these subscription-based offerings. We certainly hope that was helpful. If you're looking for a vendor who can kind of help you go through this process of looking at what kind of subscriptions your business might be able to offer, we encourage you to look for a vendor like ours, like us. We've done a lot of work with different organizations, of different types, and we can really help get into the weeds with your team to evaluate what options might make sense, and then actually deliver a catered solution that grows with your business. It's really, really important when you're looking for a subscription system, a subscription commerce platform, and integrations to your back office systems, that you're able to really offer self-service with these subscriptions. Most end customers really don't want to use a subscription that requires a lot of interaction, so it needs to be really automated and very self-service. So we hope that's helpful, and we'll certainly look forward to seeing you in the next video in this series on subscriptions.